Every club wants to sign Lionel Messi. Despite the fact that he's nearing retirement, he still remains a goal-scoring machine. Lionel Messi, the World Cup hero, has a very uncertain future. The June of 2023 marks the end of his current deal with Paris Saint-Germain. The negotiations to extend the Argentina captain's contract with PSG have been difficult since he won the World Cup. There's no doubt Messi is still one of the best players. At the age of his retirement, he's still a goal-scoring machine, and every club wants to sign Messi. In a recent interview, the club's director of sports, Campos, reaffirmed their commitment to retaining Messi. "I can't deny it, but I'd like to have him stay on the project," as Campos admitted. To get there and keep him on board, we're currently in negotiations. Hello and welcome to Goalside. In today's video, we'll talk about the clubs who were really close to signing Lionel Messi, but unfortunately they haven't had the chance. If you like the video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the post notifications. So without wasting any more time, let's dive right into the video. Throughout the years, there have been individuals insane enough to attempt to sign the enchanted number 10. Not talking about the ridiculous attempts made by Manchester clubs to throw as much paper as they can find at him in the clubs that he will sign the deal. Talking about the instances in which clubs came quite close to actually getting Lionel Messi to put on their shirt. Messi burst onto the scene with Barca's first team in 2005 and was able to establish himself as a starter in a front three along with Samuel Eto'o and the king Ronaldinho. Ronaldinho was Messi's teammate in the front three. Let's just say it was a little bit out of the ordinary. By a year, Messi had solidified his position as one of the best players in the world, and there was no longer any chance that Barca would allow him to get away from them. Messi, like every other young player, really required game time while he was learning the game and refining his wand of a left foot. With that being said, here is a brief summary of where we could conceivably have seen the greatest footballer of our time playing that wasn't Barcelona. Let's begin with the most absurd venue in which you could possibly envision Lionel Messi playing, which is the Ibrox Stadium in Glasgow. The Rangers came perilously close to pulling off the scoop of the century, if you can believe it at all, and it's all real. Alex McLeish was doing everything in his power to convince the talented 18-year-old at the time to relocate to Scotland. This primarily entailed keeping him indoors, preventing him from experiencing the weather, and preventing him from coming into contact with David Weir. We assume that the Rangers manager attempted to convince Barcelona to loan Messi to him for an entire season so that he could help Messi develop his game and become more experienced. Frank Rijkaard opted against authorising a move for the winner of the Ballon d'Or to chilly and damp Scotland to learn the trade from players like Alan Hutton, Charlie Adam and Barry Ferguson, since he'd recently been given a new contract that included a €150 million buyout clause. To tell the truth, we can see why Lionel decided to pass on that one. The possibility of playing for Juventus may have seemed more appealing to the player who holds the record for most goals scored for Barcelona. The only issue was, whenever they inquired about it, he was actually competing against them in the game. According to the narrative, Barca and Juventus were competing for the pre-season Joan Gamper trophy against one another. After only 25 minutes of the game, Fabio Capello actually asked Frank Rijkaard if he could move an 18-year-old Messi to Turin on loan because of how well he played against the old lady. Rijkaard instantly informed Capello that he was looking in the wrong direction and that this young man will grow up to be a legend for Barcelona. After Messi charmed the Juventus defense and Fabio Capello, the crowd at the Nou Camp stood to applaud him. Messi received a standing ovation. Finally, and this is the one that will give the Blaugrana fans the most anxiety, Inter Milan actually put in a bid that met Messi's buyout, and the clubs came extremely close to a deal that would have seen the Argentine player link up with Roberto Mancini at the San Siro. In 2006, Inter was still towards the top of the tree when it came to European football, and they could claim players such as Adriano, Zlatan Ibrahimovic, Luis Figo and Patrick Vieira to lure the budding star. There was also a large group of Messi's countrymen who could have been utilised in an effort to convince him to play for Italy rather than Spain. The Argentine superstars Hernan Crespo, Julio Cruz, Esteban Cambiaso, Walter Samuel and Javier Zanetti all played for Inter, and a word in Messi's ear from any one of them might have impacted his decision to play for Barcelona. According to Laporta, who served as president of Barcelona when Messi was a player there, Messi's father, Jorge, was persuaded to retain his son in Catalonia because of the opportunities for glory at Camp Nou. The fact that Inter was willing to meet the buyout clause, despite the fact that he was only a teenager at the time, was the spark that led to astronomically high release clauses in Spain. Messi's father was persuaded by Laporta that his son would be happy here and he would get honour. There, the only thing he stands to gain is financially. Your son is going to go down in history as one of the greatest, and he'll have a team to help him get there if he comes here. The present terms of Lionel Messi's contract with Paris Saint-Germain, however, call for him to remain with the club until the summer of 2023. After a surprising departure from Barcelona, the Argentine penned a contract for another 2 years, and he doesn't have a lot of time left on the one he's currently under. Naturally, PSG doesn't want to risk losing their crown jewel anytime in the near future. They allegedly have high hopes of persuading Messi to accept a new agreement that would prolong his contract to at least 2024 and possibly beyond. Leo will be forced to consider his options for the future. There's a strong possibility that he'll part ways with PSG and try to start a new chapter in his career. Let's take a look at a few clubs that could sign Messi in 2023 if he does decide to move on from Barcelona. Messi might have to give up his career in Europe and possibly some major titles, but given how much he's already accomplished in the game of football, he has the option of leaving all of it behind him to give back to the club that helped him get his start in the sport. Clubs that could land Messi if he departs PSG. Inter Miami. Ever since David Beckham's team Inter Miami was founded 5 years ago, he's had the desire to lure Lionel Messi to the MLS. Since David Beckham moved to the United States almost 10 years ago, this would be the most significant signing in Major League Soccer history. According to Beckham, if you look at the way Leo and Cristiano are still playing, even at what you may assume is the later stage of their careers, I don't see it ending for them. This statement was made in reference to Messi and Cristiano Ronaldo. In football, everything is possible at any given moment. Manchester City. As recently as a few seasons ago, City were the favourite to sign Messi. Messi was ready to leave Barcelona after growing disenchanted with the club's administration. Guillem Balag, a Spanish journalist, reports that Messi had even started learning English in preparation for the transfer. Pep and Messi met at